Welcome once again. All Takes Valid, episode 16. As always, I go by Trill Trayy, and here we have SP21 or Spence, and that gentleman over
You
there,
know, rocking the old magic.
Vick. So, Vic, why don't you go ahead and give him a rundown of today's episode?
All right, so we have the Week 12 recap of this past NFL week. It's been a long one, seems. And after that, we will be talking about the recap of the fights this past weekend, the main event as well, of course. And then after that, we will give our power rankings. And due to this upcoming week's issues, there is no Thursday night football game, so we won't have any Thursday night football. Just so y'all know, today is December 1st of when we're recording this video. Um, for all the fans out there, go ahead and give a like to this video. Y'all know to follow us on IG at All Takes Valid. Um, any feedback is appreciated. And with that being said, let's go ahead and recap these games for this past weekend. Week 12. Uh, let's see. So Arizona, to start off, they lost to New England. I think should definitely be putting some more respect on their names. We definitely slept on them. Carolina lost to Minnesota last minute. No biter.
I should have been right about that one.
Justin Slide.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Shoulda, woulda. I know. It's Justin Slide. He thought he was gonna do it. That's number 5, gentlemen. Keep that in mind. That's number 5.
I don't know why he's still on the team, bro. Like
Number 5. Keep that in mind. That's number 5. Keep that in mind. Go ahead, Vic.
Jacksonville had a closer than expected game with Cleveland Browns. But Cleveland failed as expected, but not in the fashion we all thought. Buffalo handled their business against Trey's QB, Herb Breezy, and them boys. It was definitely Herb Breezy's worst game of the season, in my opinion. But
hey, he's still a rookie. I mean,
yeah,
it's crazy. What, week 12? He had a bad game finally in week 12. That says a lot.
Yeah. Probably the biggest shocker of the week, Atlanta beating the Las Vegas Raiders.
I told you, man. I halfway wanted to pick them because it's just like I don't trust the Raiders to. They're not going to make the playoffs. Quote me right now. They're not making the playoffs.
I agree. I mean, there's definitely a lot of AFC teams.
Hang on. I know y'all two are talking because y'all two put the Raiders in a top in one of y'all tops for long periods of time.
Hey, I'm not
at like the very bottom, 10-ish. Because you had to respect they were winning. They beat the Chiefs. I mean,
I think that's what everybody.
I think what happened, and I look back on that game, is that the Chiefs had a plan, but they took too much time. That's why this one they didn't really care about time because they'll take as much. They didn't take as much last game. They scored quick, and they played to their tempo. Now you're going to play to our tempo. You want to score quick? All right. We're still going to beat you, but we're going to drain more clock from you. So you don't have more time.
And Atlanta didn't have Julio either, so it was.
So I don't know what happened in that game, but I know one thing. Everybody who's a Matt Ryan hater be like, all right, maybe, but still.
That's the thing that's frustrating about Atlanta, though, is because they have the offense that can put up 35, 40 points a game, realistically. I know their defense is kind of, but they don't even score points like that. So it's just like, I don't know what the issue is there. Like Tampa
It's
has them coming up, and it wouldn't surprise me if Atlanta could steal one from Tampa. The fact that one is a division game, and they know how to, they know how each other plays and stuff. Rivalry
we'll see. We'll see.
is crazy, but yeah, I had a slight feeling, but it wasn't enough to pick them
Yeah.
over the Raiders. You feel me? But yeah,
Yeah.
the Raiders, nah, I'm done.
Miami beat Adam Gase and Spencer's favorite team, 20-3, followed by the New York
Right?
Giants. What was that?
I said, was anybody surprised though?
Uh,
Oh,
Um, the New York Giants beat the Cincinnati Bengals 19-17, a closer game than I think a lot of people expected. I know I wasn't expecting it to be that close.
Nah, no. This was exactly what kind of game I'm thinking this could happen.
Okay. Well,
These two teams that's
Daniel Jones is
they're
out for a couple weeks, so
yeah, but it's not
got a
it's not
hamstring.
serious. That yeah, but it's not serious. And
mean,
Colt McCoy does
he's gonna
have
miss,
experience.
he's gonna miss a couple games.
yeah,
I actually like Colt McCoy. I liked him when he was with the Browns. I think they moved on from him too quick. He was
he's
tough.
Yeah,
he's a solid player. He
yeah,
definitely
he's solid. He's solid.
he can come in for a few games and do his
There's
thing.
a lot worse people out there. Trust
Yeah.
me.
The
Look at the Bears.
Huh. Well, hold on, hang on. Look, to be honest with you, I think that was probably the best Trubisky could do.
I mean, considering, I mean,
Coming back
the Bears
after getting hurt.
have a better QB situation than the Broncos this past weekend.
So, just saying.
The actually one of the other shockers that I had was the Tennessee Titans beating the Indianapolis Colts, which Spence was the only one that picked that team. Which, hey,
Look how hungry AJ Brown looked for the past two games. I was like, this is a team that found something, and now I think they're going to click. The defense still needs a little bit of communication, has to fix some holes.
Yeah.
But the King is still running strong, and nobody in the world is going to stop him.
yeah, I mean AJ Brown and King Henry over here
Listen,
rushing for almost 200 yards.
They got their respect back. They fell off a cliff for a little bit when they lost to the Bengals, and
Yeah.
It looks like they beat them. I don't know if it was just as bad as the Colts beat them on Thursday, but they whooped up on them. So it was like they got their get back.
No, they got it back.
And they got their spot back in the division. So.
Yep. So the division now. Yep.
The New Orleans Saints beat the Broncos as expected, 31-3.
Why they made Taysom Hill look like he was a quarterback for real?
I mean, he doesn't play defense. I mean, I know they didn't have a quarterback, but what's that have to do with your defense? But then again, if you don't have a quarterback and your defense has to be on the field, so much, I guess. I'm still not sold on Taysom Hill, but he's winning.
Hey, he's winning.
I actually am not a big fan. He has cost me in fantasy with Alvin Kamara. He hasn't been giving him the ball the way that Drew Brees normally does. So
Hey, girl, for what?
it's been a different vibe, but they've been getting it done.
For what? Why I need to share the ball if I'm scoring? For what?
They need Drew Brees back. That's all I gotta say.
You just need your fantasy back. I'm good.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm good.
I said a game earlier was the biggest shock. I think this one probably may have took the cake for me. The San Francisco 49ers beating the Los Angeles Rams.
No,
23-20.
I told you something about that game is just gonna feel a lot closer than people thought it was gonna be. They
Hey,
always do. They always do this. They always do this. San Fran
that
Rams
that
always do it.
that division is crazy.
They
That
always do
division,
it. They always do it. They
that division
always
is
do
like that division is kind of like the NFC least, but with actual talent, if it makes sense, because
it.
it's like
Right.
they're all kind of similarly
Good.
defenses run
Like
like
defensive run
they're
committed team.
kind of built the same or similarly in that division. So
Pretty much.
kind of, I mean, but besides the injuries, the 49ers were just in the Super Bowl last year. So I mean, they're not scrubs by any means, and then the other three teams, you know what they're doing. So it's, I mean, that might be one of the better divisions in the NFL right now.
Pretty much.
Honestly, I could probably say it might be the best one, top to
Yeah,
bottom.
Pretty much.
yeah.
Pretty much.
Um, followed by that game, the
Wow.
NFL game of the week, Kansas City versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa
Tyreek
lost
Hill had
24.
Vic. How
Tyreek
does
had
one Vic? How does one man has 258 yards? One man. One man.
oh 269, 13
Oh,
catches. See,
thanks.
yeah,
269. One man. How?
it
How?
was ridiculous. I didn't understand why they were
How?
going man-to-man coverage with against Tyreek
How?
Hill with no safety over the top. Made no sense, but
Just how?
I'm glad they made the adjustments, but still that was ridiculous. Um
And this mofo is happy as heck. I already know why, but I'm just saying. Hey,
the
hey, Trey, hey, what we talk about them? I'm seeing it right now.
the Green Bay Packers beat the Chicago Bears 41-25. I think they put up more points than I think anybody expected. I was expecting a
Oh
closer
yeah,
game.
the Bears defense is respectable, so I didn't
Yeah.
expect that. But
But it was probably that offense that I didn't get to watch the game, so I couldn't really tell you what exactly transpired. But it sounds like Aaron Rodgers had a great game, and
yeah,
yeah,
Aaron Rodgers stuff.
yep,
Aaron Rodgers thinks to a Chicago defense without Hicks. So no rush, no rush, no collapse. Aaron got time.
and then we all seen the NFC, one of the NFC least teams played yesterday and lost to the Seattle Seahawks. The Philadelphia Eagles lost to the Seattle Seahawks 23-17. Game sounds like it was close, but we had a Hail Mary in that game that made the score
That
look
shit ain't got
close.
caught, to be honest with you. That shit ain't got caught.
Although
To be honest with you, this game was supposed to be 31-9.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, that I don't know if you guys seen the post I posted earlier.
Oh
It
yeah.
cost somebody some money. Cost
Oh
them
yeah, it cost somebody some money.
Was it
crazy.
500K?
Yeah, I would.
500K
You know how hurt I would be.
to lose 500K to a luck. I'll be sick.
And like
Sick.
they didn't even have to take that shot because that score wasn't going to change the outcome of the game at all.
No, they was
Just
they were
run the
losing.
ball in the game. No, they decided to take the shot, and then they go for the two. That's what really put them over the edge. Not only the score, but the fact that they got the 2 point conversion too. So it's just like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know
Wow.
how sick I would be.
Yeah, I'm sure he has a lot of money, but
Listen,
man,
listen. Every Eagle fan, my heart goes out to you. Oh, my
I
heart goes out.
It doesn't for me because I've been trying to tell Eagles fans that Carson Wentz was
I think
overrated, overhyped.
I think it just needs a whole overhaul from
no,
GMs to head coach to quarterback. Man, I'm listening to I listen to this podcast and the radio this morning about it, bro. People are tired over there. They are
uh,
tired.
I do agree in a sense though of not going straight to Jalen Hurts though, because as we see, it's not all on Carson Wentz because those receivers get no separation. Like it's
True.
but I don't know if it's a sense where you ever seen when a team has given up on somebody. Like,
Right, and it's like
have
comes
y'all ever seen
in
where
the
Vick, you
oh,
Vick, you should recognize this, or even Spence, you would recognize it this year because the same kind of situation. But when y'all had Fitzpatrick in Tampa and then Jameis, do you see the difference was like how the line started blocking when I forgot which game it was. They switched from Jameis to Fitzpatrick, and all of a sudden the offense just got life
I
out of
think
it.
it was I think it was I think it was a 60. I think it was a Cincinnati, not Cincinnati, the Bengals game.
Yes, but I
Yeah,
don't
Cincy, the
crazy.
Cincy.
I mean, the same thing kind of happened with Miami when they sat Tua, even though he ended up throwing a pick in the end. But as soon as Fitzpatrick got in, for whatever reason, it gave the offense wasn't doing anything all game, and then they kind of got a jolt of life. So I don't know if it's just a thing like he lost the locker room and players just don't believe in Wentz at this point anymore, or what it is.
I mean,
I think
sometimes like change of scenery is always best. Some players just they might just have a rough patch during their tenure with whatever team they may be. Now, it was something I was thinking about earlier, but and this is I guess is so much more of a question towards Trey. Would you be opposed if saying Carson Wentz, if somehow, because I know he's under a long contract right now, but somehow they're able to move some money and trade him to the Pittsburgh Steelers? Would you be opposed to that?
It's like the flashes. I can see the upside in it. With I mean, we actually have weapons, so how would it look? But
will you get
it's
those
it's the it's
flashes?
the it's the bad Carson Wentz that I have the issue with. One, he's injury prone, so that would worry me about investing any type of long term commitment into him. And then two is some of the, as we call it, hero ball we always talk about with him. He tries to do too much sometimes. You've seen that a lot last night, which I guess in his situation last night, he had no choice where, I mean, nobody's getting open. You got to try to scramble and do this and that. Um, but to answer your question, like if he got released or something and it was like on a 1 year prove it type deal, I'm not opposed to it, but I'm not trading and giving up anything significant for him. No.
All right, so what about this? If saying that scenario does happen where he gets released by some crazy reason this
Hmm.
Okay.
offseason, Cam Newton, free agent, which one would you prefer?
Cam, still Cam.
Okay.
I feel like Cam fits our like he's similar to Ben in certain aspects. I mean, obviously he's more athletic than what Ben is. Even at this age, he's still more athletic than Ben. And obviously younger, he was way more athletic. But I felt like that was the perfect QB fit for us if Ben would have retired. If he didn't come back, out of all the free agent QBs that were on the market, I felt like Cam was like the perfect fit. Some people said Winston, which they've compared Winston to Ben a lot of his career, which I don't see it, but I mean, people say it, I guess,
Yeah.
just because of the stature of the two and everything. But
I think I think he's I
James James
think
needs to go to a team with a good running back.
Jameis is more comparable to
Not,
Brett.
like no offense to you guys, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
oh, I know.
Jameis is more comparable to Brett Favre on the interception side.
But see, the thing is, like people have a knock on Brett Favre for throwing picks, but he would still win games and throw picks. Jameis
Yeah.
isn't winning games and throwing those picks.
Yeah.
He can't overcome
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Because you got to
Yep.
think when
That's a
Brett
big
Favre was there,
difference.
their defense was never amazing. Like
They're good.
they were solid,
Yeah.
but they
But they
were
There's
weren't.
some
just
solid defense.
Yeah. Let's say they're solid because you got to think about it. During that time period, it was the almost like the rookie year of like Clay Matthews.
no. I think that was way after that. That was
But,
Yeah, that was
but yeah, but like
that
when
was
his decline,
that was more
like
so towards um Aaron Rodgers
yeah,
time
that was
frame.
Aaron Rodgers with Clay Matthews. Like I can't think of the big
Yeah.
uh,
man. defending defender when Favre was
I
really
thought Clay was been there.
BJ Rock.
Oh, well,
Oh, Charles Woodson.
Charles Woodson.
Yeah, and
Actually, the biggest
that was
defender
also when Aaron
was
Rodgers.
Reggie White.
Yeah, Reggie. Reggie was.
Yeah,
Okay,
Reggie White was the biggest defender. Well, the biggest name defender to say,
yeah,
because he performed and he was a big
Right.
name. But
I mean,
outside of that,
Julius. I mean,
hey, but
Julius Peppers
anyway,
went
let's
there
not
too,
compare
but
Jameis to any Hall of Famers because Favre is Hall of Famer and Ben is going to be a Hall of Famer. So let's just leave Jameis where he's
yeah,
at. He's
look,
yeah,
look, he's look. Listen, listen. We're not gonna disrespect Mr. ESPN 30 for 30. All right. Moving on.
well, that was all the games, but any particular
James.
game y'all want to have, I guess, a deep dive into?
Okay.
Uh, uh man, um, I just I just want to go back to the Cardinals and the New England Patriots. I mean, I didn't give them a chance. The New England Patriots. I mean, I thought it was going to be somewhat close, but I didn't think they were going to pull out the win. And it just week after week, the Patriots, even though we all keep doubting them, they just continue to win. And I just think if they can somehow make it into the playoffs, they'll be a scary seventh seed for shoot. If saying like the Steelers play, how would you feel about playing the New England Patriots in the next round?
Playoff.
Since y'all most likely will be holding the number one overall seed.
Um, I mean, you can never doubt Bill Belichick. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, he's in a sense doing more with less at this point because we're looking at their record and saying that they're having a bad season, but you got to factor in that Cam did have COVID, and you could tell he was off those first two games back. But not only that, there's a couple games that in the last minute, the one the both of them were by Cam though. The one run where he gets stripped and they lost that game. Um, he
Oh,
threw
that
it
was against the
late in
Bills.
another game, so it's just like it's like little sequences at the end of a couple games. Like they possibly should have three more wins on the season right now. Just like swing of momentum. Like that was the Bills. It was against the Bills. Was the fumble. Um, I can't remember the other team that it was an upset that beat them. They weren't supposed to lose to, but
This week?
it's in New England. Not
Oh.
I'm just saying in general. There's a few more
Oh.
games on their season that if you're watching those games, they really could have went the other way. It was just like the last drive or last sequence that it kind of got away from them.
Um, well, they lost to the Patriots. I mean, they lost to the Texans. They lost to the Bills, the 49ers. I think
That
is
yeah, that's the game. That's the other game.
Mm,
and the Broncos. Broncos was probably the one.
Yeah.
mm.
A lot of people weren't expecting that. And
So, like I mean, their season looks a lot different if they get at least two of those games, even one.
because I know the 49ers, they were having injuries at that time when they played against the Patriots.
Yeah, we didn't expect that.
And the Broncos, I don't remember what happened that game. I think that was Drew Lock's first game back from injury, but I'm not 100% on that one. But yeah,
Nonetheless,
uh,
though, they're doing. He's doing in a sense more with less because he has less than what they had last year, and from offensive standpoint. And I mean, granted, Brady they made the playoffs, but there was more so not even because of Brady. Honestly, it was more so that defense was playing like lights out. But then you got to also factor in that they had a bunch of people, I believe 10 people, opted out of this season due to
yeah,
the COVID.
Yeah.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
that makes a big difference of what the makeup of the team would have looked like. And majority of the people were on the defensive side of the ball. So 10 people, that's
That's a lot.
that's significant. Like you're playing with a different roster than what you imagine you were gonna be playing with. So
And I think defensively they've been doing a pretty good job in
but
terms of
it could be essentially better though. That's what's crazy about it.
yeah,
Because Patrick Chung's not playing this season right now. Who else is
Dante
missing?
Hightower.
Yeah, like they're
Yeah.
missing some key names on that defense that are not playing. So just imagine, like you said, they're playing solid defense for the most part. It's respectable for sure.
Yeah.
Imagine if they have those extra pieces and he's able to disguise and scheme different stuff that he likes to do. So, but yeah,
Uh,
definitely didn't see it. The game going that way. I mean, let's be honest though. Cardinals kicker doesn't miss that field goal, the game is pretty much over. But I mean, that's part of the game.
he's missed some field goals this season.
Yeah,
We've seen it.
It's a tough year. It's been a tough 3 years for kickers. It's been a tough 3 years for kickers, man.
man. I still think the craziest kick that was missed though was the Bears last was that
Cody Parkey.
in the playoffs or the year before
Oh yeah,
against
Yeah,
the
it was a year.
it was the year before.
yeah the year before against
Yeah. Yeah, Cody Parkey.
yeah that hurt. That had I'm not even a Bear, like obviously I'm not a Bears fan, but that had I felt for them.
That hurt. That had to hurt for them. What people lost their mind. I was at Dave and Buster's. Oh man, the Bears fans. I saw that. What they were cussing a storm. My God.
I mean, the Bucks have always had kickers.
Yeah.
It'd always be where you see the Bucks score a touchdown and then you want to go use the restroom, but you
Yeah,
gotta wait to
it's
see
not a
the ball.
guarantee that the kick is
Yeah.
gonna be made.
You gotta wait.
So I'll be waiting and I'll just wait to see if he made it or miss it, and they end up missing it, and I'm just like, man, all
I'm going
right.
back.
It's just now I feel like throughout this season, it's been I've had a peace of mind whenever it's been a field goal kick or extra point, especially. So, but go ahead and get that out the way. Bucks versus Chiefs. What were y'all thoughts?
You know what my thoughts were. Um, I mean, crazy start, fast start. Um, Now I know the final score. It makes it. I mean, like I said, it looks closer. I mean, the game was the Bucks did have somewhat of a chance to come back, but to me, there was a couple things that even swayed it to be even that close to begin with. So just to be the first drive, the way they just moved the ball so like I don't even think it took them 2 minutes to get to the red zone. To be honest, like they moved the ball so quick. The thing
Right.
that the thing that I mean, I feel like it was kind of like disrespectful, even that they even went for like the little Philly special thing, and the
Uh,
fact that I mean, it was open, but good defense. Y'all stood up and y'all didn't allow it. Y'all held them to three. Um, but besides the quick start from Hill and Mahomes and everybody, the the big thing that a lot of people aren't talking about because I see a lot of people that are blaming the defense, which that they do have to take a lot of the blame for that. I mean, you give up 17 points that quick. You give up all those yards in the first quarter. I mean, you deserve some blame. But you also got to remember the defense held them to three. First drive. They were hot. Had momentum. Brady came out, they didn't even get a first down. Then obviously they come back down the field and score. And then the same thing. Bucks get the ball back, they get the ball right back. They get the ball another time and get the ball back again before they end up, actually putting some points on board. So while you can blame the defense, you gotta you gotta kind of blame. I don't know if it's the play calling with Bruce Arians and they want to pass so much because they only ran the ball 13 times all game.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to push the ball down the field, which that's his whole game plan with the Bruce Arians offense, doesn't it make sense to run the ball a little more to at least set up a play action to make it that much easier to open up some of those lanes? You're just trying to throw out of your struggles, I guess, in a sense. Because I mean, they started off slow, and then obviously uh, things heated up. The little dump off basically to Rojo, and he just made a great move, great play, great touchdown. Um, Another key thing why I say I can't put all the blame on just the defense because Chiefs are moving the ball again when it's 17, I believe 17-3 at that point, and they're pretty much in the red zone and they come up with a defensive takeaway. That was huge. That's where the momentum kind of swung a little bit. So it's just like I see a lot of people they bashing the defense, Carlton Davis, which that's the only Bucks that I do give a lot of praise to. That's not his fault. Nobody's sticking him one on one.
And honestly, like looking at those plays, like Carlton Davis was there for the most part. Tyreek
Yeah,
just made,
he's supposed to. Actually, if he has a safety over top, he's good.
yeah,
If he had, if but you're asking him to do something that I don't. I asked somebody this question: can y'all name a corner that's covering him one on one? Like, is even Jalen Ramsey covering Tyreek Hill one on one realistically?
I mean, James Ramsey's probably the only one that can legit, stick with Tyreek, but still he even needs some help from time to time.
Yeah, you're still gonna keep a safety over top though. I
Just
think
escape.
I don't think you're just leave him out there on the island. But yeah, but okay, but that's one person. You take away Ramsey, maybe Stephon Gilmore,
Yeah,
maybe. Mm,
possibly, possibly. I just don't know. Not this year. Last year, Stephon Gilmore, maybe so, but this year's I'm not too sure.
but yeah, but the thing is, it's a very short list if you're gonna name me DBs who
Yeah,
you're gonna have cover this man one on one because he's gotten better with his route running. That used to be my only knock on him was like, oh, he's just fast. Like, yeah, that's cool, but now that he's actually running routes now,
yeah,
that makes it that much scarier.
yeah.
And he has some pretty good hands.
He's really swift, really shifty too. So it's the fact that he's actually developed the route running, that's definitely a great thing. And most people probably don't know this, but obviously a lot of Bucks fans do. Carlton Davis usually when they play the Atlanta Falcons, he's usually always shadowing um, Michael Thomas or I mean Julio Jones, and when he's playing the Saints, he usually shadows Michael Thomas, which we've
I
seen
mean,
what he's been able to do against those two. Uh,
he's a good cover corner, but
yeah,
that you just got to know like that's a mismatch. That's a mismatch for like I said, just about anybody in the league. There's
I
not
don't,
many
I don't
who's gonna
even,
cover him.
I don't even think he runs a 4-3 and 40. He probably runs at least maybe a 4-4, maybe a 4-5.
Where was Dean at? Was Dean not active or
A concussion, he was out. So if he was playing, he would have been lined up with Tyreek. But even then, I'm not too sure if he
well
would have.
yeah, I don't know about his see if you had if you had Carl Davis skill set with
Yeah,
Dean's speed, then you're good. But like you said, I feel like he would have been able to stick with him stride for stride in a sense, but
yeah,
as far as like his route running, he probably would have he still would have got open.
yeah. Because Jamal Dean, he falls for a lot of double moves, which
I
Shannon
remember the
Sharp.
game last year with against Metcalf. DK
Yeah,
Metcalf was cooking that boy.
yeah. So I
So
mean,
like his recovery speed is good because he's fast. So
yeah.
he was able to try to like stop him after he was already beat though. So it's just like
Yeah. So I mean, to me, like you said, I can't blame the defense solely on that. Like I would say more so blaming the defensive coordinator for you know calling those play calls and then realizing eventually after the first quarter that maybe we should have a safety over the top instead of just like having cover zero, because I heard that quite a bit when Mahomes was audibling or he was calling out the plays saying cover zero, and obviously we seen it felt like he scored 3 touchdowns within 2 minutes. Like it was just it was a track meet. It was a track meet, and offensively, like Trey was talking about, like just the offense. I mean, you can go with the play calling. You can go with Tom Brady. I blame 50-50. 50 on the defense. Well, more so the defensive coach, Todd Bowles, and the other 50 on the play calling for um, the Bucks. And some of it, I would say, like I said, Tom Brady. Those two picks, those were crucial. One of them, it was tough because it was a tip ball, the line of scrimmage. The second one,
The one that he hit the dude in the helmet though, that was like, what are you throwing?
yeah,
Like I get they were trying to say that him and Mike Evans was supposed to pick up the hot route
but yeah,
and drop down, but still you don't just throw the ball away. You're a
yeah,
veteran, you know better. You're the GOAT. Like you know better than to try to you I feel like he got greedy there, like just throw it away. You got another
yeah,
play. What are you doing?
yeah.
Nah,
They made you
we
pay
need
for
touchdown now.
Yeah, that's uncharacteristic. And like Trey was saying though, running the ball, like Rojo is clearly a pretty good back. If you get him in touches, like just run the ball, stay committed to it, play action off of it, have motions like what Tony Romo was saying, because that's Tom Brady needs to be able to distinguish, like if they're in zone, man, whatever the coverage is, he needs to know that stuff. If you're just snapping the ball, defenses can disguise that, and it's just going to be a long day for the offense. And that's where I felt like the rhythm was out of sync for the Bucks. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Did y'all notice though? Did y'all notice real quick that it seemed like the drives that the Bucks did start scoring more or less? It seems like I don't know. Brady started calling his own plays
It
because
felt like it. It felt
it
like
definitely felt like those weren't the
they
same
need to
shots. It
they need to
looks
run
like
those
it
plays.
Brady influence
They need to
plays.
run those plays more often, because that's what pretty sure every Bucks fan feels that way. And I'm not gonna say I'm panicked about the Bucks not making the playoffs, because I believe they still will, but they need to run plays like that to where short to intermediate, and stop trying to take all these shots every single play, because that's clearly not Tom Brady's.
I mean, even the 4th and 3, it winded up being a touchdown to Evans because the
Yeah,
safety it was blown coverage because it's supposed to be a safety over top. If the safety's over top, it's not a touchdown, and you guys turn the ball over on down.
yeah,
But so it was a gamble that worked. It paid off. But 4th and 3, why are you? What are you doing?
I
Why
don't.
are you? I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
I get it. No risk it, no biscuit. That's Bruce Arians' whole mindset. That's his little slogan.
yeah,
But some things just make sense. 4th and 3, if you're gonna go for it, I'm either doing I'm doing a screen, a quick slant, or run the ball. But